Hi everyone, I am Shalini Kiran Kujur from IIPSDAVV. In this video, we are going to discuss about CIA Triad. Let us see what is the CIA model. A simple but widely applicable security model is the CIA Triad, standing for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These are the three key principles which should be guaranteed in any kind of secure system. This principle is applicable across the whole subject of security analysis, from access to the user's internet history to security of encrypted data across the internet. If any one of the three can be breached, it can have serious consequences for the parties concerned. The These three letters stand for confidentiality, integrity, and availability, otherwise known as the CIA Triad. Together, these three principles form the cornerstone of any organization's security infrastructure. In fact, they should function as goals and objectives for every security program. So first, we will be discussing about confidentiality. Confidentiality ensures that only authorized parties with sufficient privileges may view the information, which means data, objects, and resources are protected from authorized viewing and other access. For example, let us see Facebook. Facebook is going to try and make sure that your data or your profile or your account in general is confidential and no one can attack it. That's why they have username and password combination. In addition to that, you have two-factor authentication. I believe you do with Twitter and Instagram and all your social media account. So, from a defensive standpoint, Facebook or Twitter or Instagram have put in a procedures to make sure that your confidentiality is preserved and you have secrecy or privacy. From an attacker's point of view, you are trying to break into the accounts, and there are many different ways you can try breaking into the accounts, such as social engineering, phishing, keylogging, browser password, session hacking, and many more. Now, let us see what is the need for confidentiality. The need for keeping information secret are protecting proprietary design from competitors, protecting a company's personal record, protecting personal financial or ID information. Applies to resource hiding, which includes system configuration data, resources such as systems, equipments, services, etc. Second, we will be discussing about integrity. Integrity ensures that the data stored on devices is correct and no unauthorized parties or person or malicious software has altered data, which means that the data is protected from unauthorized changes to ensure that it is reliable and correct. Let us understand it with an example. Very common example, that is server side attack. For example, you have attacks on election, for example, where values are modified, or on a smaller scale, you will see that the integrity of the data is at risk. For example, in university, where students try to hack a system to change their grades, that is an example of server side attack. This all have to be done by integrity, because integrity is about making sure that no unauthorized changes are made to the data. So, from a whitehead's perspective, you are trying to secure the system and to maintain the integrity of the data. How do we do this? For example, by encrypting data, password protecting. From a black hand perspective, we are trying to hack and we are trying to make sure that to make changes, and as I said, this is done with server side attack. Need for integrity. Information cannot be modified without detection. Integrity ensures that the data stored is correct and that no one has altered the data in any way. Data sent back and forth use protection methods such as hashing and checksums. The data needs to be protected from modification and deletion by unauthorized users as well as user mistakes such as file deletion. Third, but not the least, we will be discussing about availability. Availability ensures network resources are readily accessible to authorized users, which means that authorized users have access to the system and the resources they need. Let us see an example. Very common we have denial of service. So DOS and DDoS, this is just making sure from a black end perspective, we are trying to make sure that you don't have access to a website or a service. From a white hat perspective, very hard to defend, but by using more, there are more service and techniques that have come up to prevent denial of service attack. Now let us see what is the need for availability. Availability is the accessibility of information to authorized users. Availability is as important as confidentiality and integrity, and information should always be available to intended user. Availability can be maintained by performing regular maintenance on hardware and other resources. Kinds of threat which we come across are interception, interruption, modification, and fabrication. In- Interception. An unauthorized party, may be a human or not, gains access to an asset. Interruption. An asset become lost, unavailable, or unusual. Modification. An unauthorized party changes the state of an asset. Fabrication. An unauthorized party counterfeits an asset. Importance of CIA. The CIA security triangle is an important security concept because all security controls, mechanisms, and safeguards are implemented to provide one or more of these protection types. All risk threats are measured for their potential capabilities to compromise one or all of the CIA triad principle. This triad is the basis for creating a holistic security plan to protect all of your organization critical and sensitive assets. Thank you.